Opportunities, risk, blunders, and rewards abound in life. Mistakes are inevitable in life, and one should never be discouraged if they make one, because a strong person sees an opportunity in every mistake. As Henry Ford rightly said, when everything seems to be going against you, remember that the plane takes off against the wind, not with it. Good evening, everyone. Respected speaker of the day, Mr. Prashant Desai, faculty members of the college, and my fellow friends. Today, to test and play with your financial knowledge and broaden your horizons about entrepreneurship, I, Pavni Aghi,
I, Satvi Sikka,
on behalf of the entire Finanza family, the Alsin College, welcome you all to this enticing session, Emporio.
have you ever considered how great achievements are achieved? Don't already be satisfied with who or what you are. Dare to benchmark yourself to visionary leaders and take the team with you to reach the combined goal in the journey. To quote our honorary speaker of the day, Prashant Desai, in the world of investing, there is no bigger universal truth than risk and reward. Sir has been a true inspiration for all of us and a big pillar ensuring financial literacy with everyone. Sir, it is an honor to have you here with us and cheer for all of us in this enlightening session. The audience, please note you can send in your questions in the chat box. And now, I would request Prashant Desai sir to kindly initiate this session and enlighten us and enhance our knowledge on why should everyone create wealth.
Thank you, Savi. Yes, it's a very interesting question. The topic money matters. Money does matter, and we'll discuss not just why money matters, but matters of money as well. And I feel that all of us, including myself, should make lots of money, and we'll talk how to make lots of money. I believe each one of us on this panel should and can make lots of money. But before that, I have just one request to all of you. If you guys are okay, comfortable, please put on your cameras. It's good to talk to faces than to talk to a blank screen. It will be nice. We'll be able to interact with each other, etc. So just a request, but I'll leave it to you guys. Okay, so let me. Normally when you choose a topic like money matters, etc., it's important. When I was contacted by yourself to kind of come and speak today. And this is a subject that's been very close to my heart. And I'll tell you why money matters to me so much. So I'll just share a small personal story of mine. I hail from Calcutta. When I was just 7 years old, I lost my father. Anyways, we were not very well-to-do on that. I lost my father when I was just 7. He was 37 years of age. And what it did for me is it just, completely transformed my world for the worse, not for the better. Because suddenly we didn't have money. And if you go through the first, when I was 7 to say when I started working, which was about 22 or 23, my life was very bad, very pathetic. And everything that I look back in my life, when I look back, in terms of bad memories, have to do with my childhood. And all my bad memory or unhappiness, if I can say, is directly and only connected with lack of money. We used to live in a 10-story building, lots of friends. And it was interesting, when we would go to the terrace to play cricket, we were all equal. But when we would come back, the inequality gap would widen massively. When they would go out, they would wear nice clothes. My elder brother and I, we would get only 2 pairs of clothes in a year, and they had to last full year. So whether we were wearing it at home or going for some family wedding, we were always wearing the same clothes. And it's not just about wearing the same clothes, but we live in a relative world, right? When you are wearing the same clothes, but you see your friends, your cousins, your relatives consistently wearing newer clothes, it hurts, right? And it hurts more when you are a child. I don't even remember how many times my elder brother and I would have sat in a corner and cried like crazy. Such was the issue that when we would cry, my mom couldn't see it. And rather than kind of consoling us, my mom would leave the room. She would leave the house, uh, asking us. And these were very yucky feelings. These were feelings that have not left me. I don't think they will leave me till I die. So for me, while I was growing up, it was very, very important that in life, if you want to be happy, you need money. And it's now become a part of my DNA. And every time I speak to whether it's students like you guys or even to my daughters, there is one thing I consistently share a message with them. That you can grow young without money, but you can't grow old with it. And everybody needs to make money because in my book, a lot of people have this, moral dilemma about making money is bad. There is a morality associated with money. For me, I had no such confusion. While I was growing up, one thing was very clear. Prashant Desai will not be poor. I will be rich. I will be very wealthy. For that, if I have to steal, I will steal. If I have to kill somebody, I will kill somebody. But मैं पैसा तो बहुत बनाऊंगा life में. And I think that somewhere set the discourse for me in terms of money. Very interesting, right? A lot of people feel making money is bad. How many of you feel making money is not the best thing to do? Or making too much of money is not a good objective in life? A lot of you, right?
So
Yeah.
I feel it is a very nice thing because
Good.
at the end of the day, like people can call us materialistic, but that is something that will actually matter. So that is why I think it is a nice thing. We cannot be too we cannot go along with the society. Right?
We
Who
cannot be too
considers
moralistic about money. And you are right.
yes,
Recently Diwali went, and for all my Hindu friends who are here, in Diwali we put we do a satya swastik on the entrance of the door, and there is something that we write. Anybody, what do we write? There are two words that we write.
Shubhlab.
Sublab.
Yes, who said that? Shudlab?
Deepshi started.
Yes, Deepshi, right. And what does Shubhlab mean?
I actually don't know.
Related to incoming of
Shubh,
money.
Shubh
To
means
grow
what?
prosperity.
Yes.
Exactly.
Shubh means good. Lab
Good.
means profit.
Profit.
So it's
Exactly.
written in ancient text, profit is good, making money is good. So guys, don't have any misnomer about the fact that making money is bad.
No, sir.
A lot
As
of people,
all from the finance society are budding entrepreneurs or want to do corporate jobs and stuff like that. So we all realize the importance of money.
yes, and you should. And a lot of people tell me money and happiness are not related. How many of you feel money and happiness are not related?
Sir, actually, someone once said that if you think money can't buy you happiness, then you don't have enough money.
Exactly. But I will also quote, and these are all, you say, we say, both. Everybody could have a different perspective on money. But there was a research study conducted by Harvard Business School, and they mapped out money and happiness. And it's interesting. This study was conducted in US, and they mapped out that in US, till you reach $75,000 of annual income, money and happiness are directly connected. All your happiness is linked to money. And it's only when you cross a certain threshold, money begins to lose its importance from a happiness standpoint. And I believe that until and unless you reach a certain stage in life where a certain lifestyle is covered, money and happiness are directly linked. So from that perspective, not only there was as Kushi mentioned, there is also a quote says that money cannot buy you happiness, but lack of money will certainly buy you a lot of misery. And none of us want to be misery. None of us want to have misery in our life like I had in my childhood. So to that extent, when I was approached by your college to talk, I said, I want to talk about money and money matters. And I don't want to hide behind the fact that money and happiness are not linked, so on and so forth. And I also believe each and everyone over here, we have 70 people listening to us today. All of us have the power not to create wealth, but to create obscene wealth. And it's very simple. It's not easy, but it is simple. And I will talk a little bit about that. But what I have realized is in my life, in this 25 years, from abject poverty to where I have reached so far, money has made me unshakable. And what do I mean by unshakable? Uh, no matter what happens in my external world or circumstances, whether it is COVID, I may die tomorrow. No matter what calamity happens, my family is unshakable from a money perspective. I have made so much of money in my life for my family that I have made them unshakable. And when you are unshakable, when you know that you have enough, believe me, your view of the world changes. Your fears probably become non-existent, if I can say. You become a lot more confident person. So not only money can buy you happiness, it can even make you a much more confident kind of a person. Today we will discuss a lot of these things, how each one of you can make a lot of money. But before that, there is one very interesting thing. How many of you over here believe knowledge is power? Raise your hands. Sorry, I don't believe. My school's motto was knowledge is power. But my life experience has taught me that knowledge is not power. Knowledge is only potential power. Knowledge multiplied by action is equal to power. Today, I will share a lot of knowledge with you. Will that knowledge make you wealthy? No. I wish 45-minute discussions could make any one of us wealthy. No. But today, what we discuss, from what we share, what you guys take home, and then what you put into action will define 20, 30, 40 years from now, how many of you are real obscenely wealthy, or in my terminology, how many of you are unshakable. So when I share a lot of these thoughts with you, these are not just thoughts. This is my 25 years of life journey. All the mistakes I have made, I've packaged it to you guys. All this is only knowledge, and this will not be power for you. It's only when you choose to apply will this probably have the potential of becoming power. In my life, I have learned decisions equal destiny. Thoughts don't equal destiny. If I think I will be rich, I will never be rich. It's only by doing it. Don't just hear me out. Tomorrow, try and kind of apply some of the things that I am going to be sharing with you. When I share a lot of things with you, not necessarily that everything will resonate with you. There is something called as the somatic address. Somatic address is when you feel something, right? When you watch a movie, there will be some scenes that you see which connects emotionally, that touches, that you kind of, so if there are thoughts that I share which connect with you, remember the thought, remember that emotion. These are the emotions, or these are the thoughts that I want you to put it in practice. A lot of people have a very interesting thought. Do you know making money and creating wealth are two completely different skills? How many of you believe that? Making money and creating wealth are completely two different things. Why? When it comes to making money, my belief is every single person living on earth who's working or doing a business is making money. But not everybody is creating wealth. Okay? How many of you have heard of Michael Jackson? All of us? Do you know how much money did Michael Jackson make in his lifetime?
Crazy wealth. I don't remember the numbers, but crazy wealth.
Okay. So Michael Jackson is said to have made over $1 billion in his lifetime. Making money. He made $1 billion. Any idea how much wealth did Michael Jackson create? Laddu. When he died, he had a liability of $300 million. So he made 1 billion. He spent 1.3 billion in his life. So making money and creating wealth have no connection. Have you heard of Janki Shah, anyone? None of you would have heard of him. Janki Shah was my teacher in school. Okay? Janki Shah in those days used to earn 12 or 13,000 rupees a month. How much money did she make? 12 to 13,000 rupees a month as a teacher. Today she lives in Bombay, in Juhu. Her flat alone is worth 10 crore of rupees. Making money, creating wealth. No connection. Some of you may probably go and join a tech firm. Some of you may start a consultancy. Some of you may start a business. Making money. Making money. Please do work so that you earn salary, business income, consultancy income, whatever. But that income has nothing to do with creating wealth. Morgan Housel, my most famous author, in his book Psychology of Money says, making money and keeping money are very different, two different skill sets. Today, I will not talk about making money because I know each one of you are going to make a lot of money. Because all of you are well educated, the country is growing, all of you will be in a fabulous job or will be creating businesses. But I am telling you, 72 of us listening today, not more than 10 of you will be wealthy in 20 or 30 years' time. Some of you, if you are earning 50,000 rupees, you will end up spending 60, 70,000 rupees. You will become Michael Jackson. And some of you will become Janki Shah. The choice is ours, what we want to become. Okay, so that's the first thought I wanted to share. Making money and creating wealth have no connection. A school teacher created disproportionate amount of wealth, and that is the power all of us can have. It's very simple, but it's not easy. Okay. Second thing I kind of want to share with you, and some of you are interested, please read the book. It's a very thin book. The book is called The Richest Man in Babylon. He talks about this concept and he shares a very beautiful line. A part of what you earn is yours to keep. Can somebody repeat? A part of what I earn is mine to keep. Anyone repeat?
A part of what I earn is mine to keep.
So isn't this contradictory, right? He's saying a part of what I earn is mine to keep. A part is mine to keep. But you must be thinking, yeah, if I am making 50,000, why is a part of mine?
I guess, sir, it
Why
is
not
about
one?
paying oneself first.
Sorry?
I guess it is about paying oneself first. Like in the book Rich Dad Poor Dad as well, Robert Kiyosaki talked about the importance of paying oneself first. So I guess
Exactly.
that might be.
Exactly the point, Anurag. Well said. When he says a part of what I earn is mine to keep, what in essence he is saying is what Warren Buffett now says. First save, then spend. So let's say you are earning 50,000 rupees. Normally in this country, 95% people do the following. They will start spending money. And at the end of the month, and I'm sure when I say 95%, for the 74 people listening now, 95% of the 74% people's parents will be doing the same thing. What would they be doing? When the income comes, I spend. Then whatever is left at the end of the month, if there is anything left, I will save. That's the difference between a Michael Jackson and a Janki Shah. A Janki Shah had a discipline to first save, what Anurag was saying. When you get 50,000 rupees, a part of what I earn is mine to keep. First pay yourself. And you choose that number. Let's say you choose to pay yourself 20% of that 50,000. So you first save that 10,000 rupees. What What is left? 40,000. When that 40,000, please enjoy life. Do whatever you want to do. But that 10,000 is an important number you have to save before you spend. That's the difference between a Michael Jackson and a Janki Shah. Okay? So, first lesson. Second, I've now spent 25 years in financial markets. One of the most abused relationship in the world of finance is risk and return. Most abused. And you know why I say that? Everybody in this world, every single person in this world doesn't want to take risk but wants to make too much of money. यार कोई ऐसा स्कीम बताओ जिसमें रिस्क नहीं है लेकिन रिटर्न अच्छा हो. There is no such thing as free lunch in markets, in financial markets. Risk and reward are like two straight lines. Whether you call it as a ladder ka two straight line, railway patri ka two straight lines, they both work in parallel. If you want higher returns, you must take higher risk. There is no bigger truth. There is not a single person in this world who has become rich without taking risk. And there will never be a rich person in this world without taking risk. Even if the person who sells drugs, who is rich, takes risk of selling drugs in the street. A thief takes risk to enter into somebody's house. ऐसा कोई नहीं है इस वर्ल्ड में who has made money without taking risk. And this is something गांठ मार के आप लोग समझ लो. Put it in your head, this part. That if you want to get wealthy, you have to take risk. You must take risk. But along with risk and return, there is a trade-off. I will not force anybody to take risk. It is up to you. But I will tell you one thing. If you choose not to take risk, you are choosing a life where you want to remain poor. Okay? And there is no shame in that. But make your peace with it. I have chosen not to take risk, therefore I will not create obscene wealth. And therefore, I may have a life which is different from my friend who has chosen to take risk. So when you see a rich person, don't have bad feelings about him. How many of here have abused Mukesh Ambani when we pass by Antilla? When we see his building? When we see his son driving a Aston Martin? A lot of us, right? Wrong. Mat karo yaar. Do you know Mukesh Ambani's father, Dhirubhai Ambani? Who was he? How did he start his career? Anyone?
Sir, he started from a very small room, and then uske baad he progressed from that small room
No.
and then Reliance
No.
started.
He was a petrol pump attendant.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
After that, he attended.
He used to fill petrol in your and my car.
Yes, sir.
This is just one generation back. I met Dhirubhai in 1999. He shared this story with me. We have seen when we were growing up the risk that Dhirubhai has taken. That's the wealth he's created. What has Mukesh Ambani done? He has multiplied the wealth that he inherited. What did his brother do, Anil Ambani?
Went
So
bankrupt.
never when you see a rich person, we have this, we are all cynical by nature, right? But the bigger point is no risk, no reward. This is a universal truth. Tomorrow, if somebody comes, including Prashant Desai, and tells you, I have a scheme, guaranteed, एक साल में पैसा डबल हो जाएगा, कोई रिस्क नहीं है. I am bullshitting you. एक साल में पैसा डबल हो जाएगा means in 1 year, I am guaranteeing 100% return. What is the risk-free return in the economy today? What return do you get on a fixed deposit? 5%. Zero risk gives you 5% return. If return is 100%, what is the risk? Prashant is saying it's zero risk, but always remember it's 100. It's very simple way to assess risk. The higher the return, the higher the risk. There is no other way. So always remember, that's the second lesson I wanted to tell you guys. The most abused relationship in this world is risk and reward. Everybody in this world wants to make high returns but wants to take zero risk or low risk. Nahi hoga. You are living in fool's paradise. It's like thinking India will win soccer World Cup next year. Possible nahi. Now let me give you a solution. How do you then create disproportionate obscene wealth? How many of you have heard of power of compounding? You know, Albert Einstein said, compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. Now allow me to make all of you rich on paper. Okay? All of you will start earning soon if you are not already earning. Okay, let me present some interesting stuff to you. If you guys can save only 10,000 rupees every month, okay, 10,000 rupees every month, and you save this, till you retire. Retirement age is 65. So let's take 45 years. Okay? You are not doing anything. Over the course of the next 45 years, you will probably earn lakhs and lakhs of rupees. I'm saying only save 10,000 rupees. Huh? I am not putting too much pressure. Only 10,000 rupees a month. Any idea how much money will this become in 45 years?
More than 10 crore.
Go a little higher.
50. Well,
Little higher.
100 crore.
Little lower.
80.
10,000 rupees invested every month in 45 years becomes 60 crores. I said making money is simple, right? You don't have to do anything. You don't have to be in capital markets. You don't have to be in financial markets. You don't have to sell drugs. You don't have to kill anybody. You just have to save 10,000 rupees every month. If you save 10,000 rupees every month, it has the potential to become 66 crores in 45 years. Second question, what is the life expectancy of an Indian today?
Around 68 years.
70 years, okay?
Yeah.
It's now 72, but let's take 70. By the time you guys grow older, that 70 will become 85. You guys are going to live more than I am going to live, for sure. Okay? Let's say you retire at 65. How many more years you have to live? On average, 20 more. If you have 66 crores in your bank account when you are 65, you can spend 30 lakh rupees every month. And it all started with 10,000 rupees. That's the power of compounding. But that's not it. I am only presenting half the picture. Why? Because for 10,000 rupees to become 66 crores, you have to invest that entire 10,000 rupees in stock markets, in an index fund. Because historically, Indian stock markets have delivered a 15% return over a long period of time. So if your 10,000 rupees compounds at 15%, it becomes 66 crores. I'm sure there will be some of you who don't want to take a risk with stock markets. So you will put money in fixed deposit no matter what. If you put money in fixed deposits, today fixed deposit give you 5% return. Guess how much 10,000 rupees invested every month in that same period after 45 years will become?
Some 50 to 60 lakhs ke between.
2 crore of rupees.
Okay.
For those who choose to take risk, you can possibly make 66 crores. Those who choose not to take, not bad, you will still make 2 crore of rupees. I don't know what will be the value of that 2 crore when you are 65. But whether you make 2 crores or 66 or something in between is your choice. It's your decision. And therefore it's your destiny. There is a very beautiful quote by Ayn Rand. She says, money is only a tool. Money is only a tool. It will take you wherever you want to go. But it will not change the fact that you are the driver. You are driving your wealth car. You have to decide where you want to take it. I am only presenting to you the power of compounding, where you can become a Janki Shah. How did she probably afford a flat in Juhu? She took a risk, but she consistently invested her money in stock markets for a very long period of time. Now let me introduce something very interesting. Let's say we have two people over here. We have Pavni here and Vani here. I can only see them as of now. So both of them have very different mindset, right? And pardon me for choosing one over the other. Vani over here says, I will earn, and from the day I start earning, I will keep investing 10,000 rupees every month. But after 10 years, I will stop putting any money. So I will only invest for a period of 10 years. Every month 10,000 rupees. At the end of 10 years, whatever is the lump sum money I get, I will then let it ride for the next 35 years. Okay? Pavni says, yaar, one life, abhi to time mein enjoy karne ka yaar. Vani, nahi. मैं भी इन्वेस्ट करूंगी, but I will choose an alternate path. My path is, I will not start investing from day one. I will enjoy my life. I will become Michael Jackson. For 10 years, Vani, I will enjoy my life. I will not invest a single rupee. But I will be different than you, Vani. How will I be different? After 10 years, for the next 35 years, every single month I will put 10,000 rupees. Question. At the age of 65, who according to you has made more money?
Vani.
Sir, I have the answer to this.
I'll say
Yeah, bolo.
One.
Sir, actually the amount will be, Pavni will have a higher amount, but the percentage with which Vani's amount will rise will be much higher because the amount invested
Time
will be far.
value of money also matters here, I guess.
Absolutely. But there is a bigger point to it. All of you are right. Vani will make a lot more money by only investing for 10 years than Pavni, who's invested for 35 years. That part of the answer is simple. The real question is why.
So because of compounding effect, like you rightly said. Because
But why? Compounding effect. we
Because
understand.
I invested early.
Exactly. So when it comes to creating disproportionate wealth, starting early has significantly disproportionate advantages. Only by starting 10 years early, Vani's wealth will be disproportionately higher than, sorry, she disappeared, I forgot her name.
Pavni.
Pavni, sorry. So important, all of you. And this is a human psychology. when you are young, अरे यार नेक्स्ट मंथ सेव कर लेंगे ना, छोड़ ना, आज नया जीन्स ले लेते हैं यार, यार आज कॉन्सर्ट देख लेते हैं यार, यार आज पिज्जा मंगा ही लेते हैं सब फ्रेंड्स के लिए. Do you know if you eat one pizza less every month, just one pizza less every month, huh? Not more. In 25 years, you can buy a Mercedes with that money you have saved. एक कम पिज्जा खाया, एक 300 रुपया कम डोमिनोज को दिया, चमकदार मर्सिडीज. That's the power of compounding. Warren Buffett has said, when he was asked, what is your secret? He said, my secret is time. My skill is investing. My secret is time. Anybody knows what is Warren Buffett's wealth today?
I guess he recently crossed 100 billion.
Correct. $100 billion. He started at the age of 11.
11. And he said that he wanted to start it early.
Yes, right, Vani. But interestingly, 95% of his wealth, so 95% of 100 billion, which is 95 billion, is only made in the last 10 years. अभी तक तो बेचारा गधा मजूरी कर रहा था. And the reason he says is because that's the power of compounding. Let me ask you another interesting maths question which is linked to compounding. So there is a pool, and in the pool, the number of fishes always double. And the pool is full on the 30th day. When was it half full?
The day
The
before.
number of fishes double every day. On the 30th day, the pool was full. When was it half full?
On the 29th
Okay.
day.
29th
So the
day,
previous
The
day.
day before.
Just imagine if your wealth was on the 29th day, it was $50 billion. On 30th day, $100 billion. That's why patience is important. And last point, I will share two other perspectives before we open the floor for questions. There is one very important rule when it comes to becoming Janki Shah and not Michael Jackson. First rule I shared with you. A part of what you earn is yours to keep. Second, consistency plays. So please invest every single month. Second thing I shared, risk and reward. 2 crores versus 66 crores. Your choice. If you choose to make 2 crores, you've chosen to take low risk. Then don't complain about somebody who's chosen to take higher risk and has probably far more wealth than you. Risk and reward go hand in hand. I will never say what is good for you. You have to ask yourself. But then make peace with that. And that's the difference between 2 crores and 66. 2 crores is when you put money in fixed deposits. 66 crores is when you put money in stock markets. Okay? And then you have to let the power of compounding play its role. Always remember, 29th day, half full. 30th day, full. And the last rule, this is Warren Buffett's partner's rule, Charlie Munger. Never, ever, 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 ever disturb compounding. How many of you watch Shark Tank?
Sir, in fact, tomorrow we are conducting an event based on Shark Tank.
Excellent. So there are a lot of sharks roaming around. They want a piece of your wealth. There's a very beautiful quote, I think Warren Buffett's only, which says that when somebody with money meets somebody with experience, when somebody with money meets somebody with experience, The person with experience gets the money, and the person with money gets an experience, which is usually bad. These are sharks. Who are the sharks? How many of you watch CNBC TV 18? How many of you look at business news?
So we read quite a lot.
Yeah, we have our newsletter and Instagram. We post regular stuff there.
Right? Social media,
Yeah.
WhatsApp messages. Whenever you see somebody telling you buy XYZ stock, look at it as a shark. It is very enticing when I receive a WhatsApp message by my friend saying, boss, buy shares of Burger King. Guarantee it will give you 30% return in 6 months. The moment you hear words like guarantee and stock market, they don't mean anything. These are all sharks. And you have to beware of sharks. They are very enticing. They are like, seductive in nature. Their messaging is such that you will get attracted to them. And we are humans, right? We all are greedy by nature. Therefore, we will want to listen to one of them sharks. And what you will do is, rather than putting the 10,000 rupees every month that you choose to put in your index fund, you will say, yaar, ye 10,000 rupees ka Burger King le leta hai. Never disturb, never interrupt compounding. This whole maths that you did, 10,000 rupees becoming 66 crores, will get disturbed. Easier said than done. 95% of Indians or 96% of Indians can't do that. It is the most simplest of things. Janki Shah did it. 78 people now listening to us. 98% of these 78 people will not do it. Because human nature है ना यार, मेहनत नहीं की और पैसा बन गया, we don't like it. By not doing anything, putting 10,000 rupees every month in an index fund, you are making 66 crores. But it against human nature. Arre? What did I do? You don't need to do anything to make a lot of money. That's the point. But most of us will become some kind of a feed for a lot of sharks during our life. And however much I may tell, you have to experience this. But if for those of us who can consistently put whatever amount you want to put, even if you put 5,000 rupees, it becomes 33 crores. Even if you put 1,000 rupees every month, it becomes close to about 6 crores. It's your choice. Which is why I keep saying making money is simple. It's not easy. So guys, that's my 45 minutes. I open the floor for any question anybody has. Whoever is the moderator, either if people have put in the question, you can ask me, or if somebody wants to ask me, unmute yourself and ask me.
Thank you, sir, for the highly informative session. Our horizons about finance have surely broadened. And now we would take up a few questions asked by our audience over the chat. Pavni, please take over with the questions.
So, sir, one of the participants have asked that should we directly invest in blue chip companies for investment, or should we go for mutual index fund where we also have to pay stamp duty and expense ratio?
Good question. So this is something my ex-boss Rakesh Jhunjhunwala had taught us. Investing is not a part-time job. It's a full-time profession. So when you say blue chip company, if you belong to the world of stock markets, if your career is in equity markets, then I would recommend you put individual stocks, which includes blue chip, mid cap, small cap, micro cap, your choice. Which means you have enough knowledge as to why you are buying them. Okay. Blue chip companies over a 20-30 year period may not remain blue chip. Okay. If you are not a full-time profession in financial markets, my recommendation is please put money in index fund. Okay. Why index fund? Index fund will only give you return equal to market, not higher than market, not lower than market, exactly equal to market. And the cost of an index fund is very low, 0.1%. And therefore, it doesn't hurt your power of compounding. So the answer is very, very simple. If it's your business or your profession to invest, you can pick individual stocks. If not, don't. So my question will be, which blue chip? So you will say, sir, Hindustan Lever. Okay. Who told you to buy Hindustan Lever? So you will say, my father, my cousin, my brother, sharks. No. In my view, I will not trust them. Because the second lesson Rakesh Jhunjhunwala taught us is that it does not matter what you buy. It matters at what price you buy. How many do you think Infosys is a blue chip stock? Most people will say Infosys is a blue chip stock. There was a time when Infosys stock price was 14,000 rupees. People who bought Infosys at that point of time, a blue chip company, have still not made money. So it doesn't matter what stock you buy, but at what price you buy. What price you buy? Is there value in that stock? You can only know if you're an investment professional who have spent years into the stock market. So that's my recommendation. Next question, Pavni.
So next question is, what are the aspects we should look out for before choosing where to invest?
It is what I said, don't complicate it, right? I'm just saying you choose how much risk you want to take. And basis that you invest. If you want to take slightly higher risk, you can put all your money in stock market index fund. You don't have to do anything. Put a standard SIP every single month, automatically gets deducted. You become a Janki Shah. You want to experiment with things, your choice. But over a period of, and I would encourage people to do experiment, because till you lose money, it's tough to relate to what I'm saying. It's okay to lose money early on. It's okay. So somebody may want to trade, somebody may want to speculate, somebody may want to put money in a gold scheme, etc. Try. Thoda paisa loss hoga, but you will learn an important lesson. So in my view, you can choose your proportionate. You can say, I want to put 70% in high risk and I will put it in stock market, 30% low risk fixed deposits. You may choose 50-50, you may choose 70-30, your choice. But don't overcomplicate. That was the essence of the message I was trying to share today. That making money is simple, not easy. Not easy because you have so many options and then so many sharks. Next question, Pavni.
So how do you analyze your risk in the stock market?
You don't. You can't analyze. You always use the yardstick I told you. Fixed deposit, 5% return, zero risk. Stock market, 15% return. You are taking high risk. There is no doubt. Please don't fool yourself by saying that if I invest in stock market, it is zero risk. It is not. But there are some very interesting things I will share with you about stock markets. I recently did a post on Valentine's Day. I didn't talk about my wife. I talk about stock markets. That's my first love. Let me talk to you about my first love. So why are people afraid of stock markets? Because stock prices also fall, as we are witnessing now. There is volatility in stock markets. But let me introduce 4 or 5 principles of stock markets. First, every single year, there will be a correction in the market. There will be a fall in the market. It is the nature of the beast. By nature, stock market is volatile. Every year it will correct. But for those who choose to be in stock market, understand there is a difference between correction and crash. A lot of people interplay this. They are not the same. When a stock price or an index falls by 10%, up to 10%, it's called a correction. And since the history of stock markets, not just in India, all over the world, every single year stock market have corrected. But there is only 20% of the time those corrections have become a crash, which means 80% of the time the corrections correct themselves and the stock market goes up. So that's the first rule, or first and second rule. Second, you decide which year. You decide which market in the world. Go to Google. Okay, and see how the market has performed over a 20-year period. Here we were talking a 40-year period, but take any 20-year period. You will see it only goes up. When you zoom into it, yearly there will be ups and downs. But if you see the trend line, the stock market is always going up. But why? This has to do with evolution. How many of you read the book Homo sapiens? If you read the book, you will understand evolution. If you rewind life 30,000 years back, only one thing human beings have done. We have only moved forward. And stock market is nothing. The index is made up of 30 companies or 50 companies. And those 30, 50 companies are the best in the country who are investing, growing. If the country grows, their profits will grow, stock markets will grow. So over a longer period of time, stock market only goes up. So to that extent, I would say, from a risk standpoint, if you are an investor with a 3 to 6 month risk, it's a very high risk market. But if you are a long-term investor, 20, 30, 40 years, zero risk. Next question, Pavni.
So one of them asked that should we look for mid capital and large capital funds? As you said, more the risk, more the wealth.
Yes, up to you. Right? Fixed deposit. This is stock market. When I say index fund, we are here. You want to take little higher risk, you invest in large cap funds. These are large companies. You want to take slightly higher risk, you invest in mid cap funds. These are mid-sized companies. You want to take a little more risk, you can invest in small cap companies. These are small companies. And now we have a new definition, micro cap. You want to invest in further small businesses, take more higher risk here. So within stock market, index fund is here, micro cap is here, your choice. You choose what you want to choose depending on your risk appetite. The 15% return will become 20-22% return when you go to micro caps. But the risk is also higher, your choice. Next.
So there is one thing that I would like to ask. First of all, sir, I felt really enlightened by your words, and that's why I want to know your opinion on one particular topic that I've been contemplating about. Firstly, sir, I want to know your opinion on FDs, because FDs give a 5% interest, and the rate of inflation is 5%, and still a sizable chunk of our population is they invest in FDs. And if you take a larger horizon, and we increase the time frame, then we're not actually investing, right? The value of the money remains the same. So I want to know your opinion on it.
Brilliant question, Anurag. I wanted to cover that topic, but because I had 45 minutes, I couldn't. Sorry, Pavni, I'll take this as the last question. So let me ask you, what is the passing mark in your college?
It's about
40%.
30 to 40%.
It can't be 30 to 40%. It has to be one number.
It's 40%. It's 40.
Let's take 40%, okay? What is the fees in your college?
Barely any fees.
13,000.
Let's assume, Anurag, you went to your parents and you went and told your parents, Mom, Dad, मेरे को 40% आया exam में. What do you think will be their reaction? I have just passed.
Sir, I don't know whether I'll have a home after that.
Okay. Let me ask this to somebody else. What if you go and tell your mom, dad, 20% aaya?
Then we'll definitely not have a home.
Sir, I won't be able to say it with such a laughing face.
We won't have home. We won't have parents. We will be disowned from our properties.
So this is the interesting thing about our parents, right? Just because they've given us birth does not mean they are right always. Okay, let me explain to the question that Anurag asked. So when you earn income on your savings, on that 10,000 rupees, a part of what you earn is yours to keep, which is equal to the inflation rate. In this life exam, you are just passing. What is the inflation today? 6 to 7%. So if your wealth this year creates a 6 to 7% return, it's equivalent to Anurag or Vani going to their parents and saying, मैं तो पास हो गया. For everybody who has put money in fixed deposit, how much is the fixed deposit earning?
5%.
No, it's not earning 5%.
Zero.
Because Modi ji is taking 30% out of this.
Ouch.
Tax. So how much are you earning? Say 4%. This 4%, when inflation is 6 to 7, is equal to 20% you got. So 95% of Indians are failing in life exam, which includes most of our parents. अगर आपने बोला ना वानी और अनुराग की यार 20% लेके जाऊंगा तो घर ही नहीं रहेगा. Very harsh of me to say, we should throw our parents' house out. They have failed in this life exam for wealth creation. But why is the important question? Because by nature, they don't want to take risk. And that is the life lesson. If you will not take risk, you will remain poor. Why is India a poor country? And it's the irony, right? India is among the highest savings rate in the world. And yet we are bloody freaking poor. Why? Because of the question you asked, Anurag, 95% of our saving is in fixed deposit and savings bank account. I had posted a YouTube video where I told the government, you should change the name of savings account and make it spending account. Every time you deposit money in savings account, you are spending money. Savings to gives you 3%. And then you pay tax on that. It's not even 20%, it's 5% marks. Do you know how much money does India save in savings and fixed deposits? 40 lakh crore. Why? Because we are scared to take risk. What was this entire session about? To remove your fear. Even out of the 70 people listening now, if I convert 5 or 10 people to muster the courage to take risk, I will change at least 10 lives. Second point, because the level of financial literacy and education in this country is very poor. We are taught physics, we are taught chemistry, maths, accounting. We are not taught financial literacy. But it is all changing. Good thing for you. Sorry, Vani, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, sir, but I know it was the last question that you were going to take. But there is a very important question left over here. We are continuously discussing FD and Indian stock market. I want to know there must be some other ways of taking risk and earning profit, whether it be investment in property or something. What, according to you, is the second best option apart from stock market?
I will not say second best option. There are a lot of options. Property investment is a good option. But what happens, Vani, when you look at investing in property, unfortunately, if you buy a property, you will need 20, 30, 40 lakh rupees, right? So it involves much higher amount. Okay. Also, if you look at property prices, if you go back historically and see, a property appreciates between 8 and 10%. So if you are somebody who wants to take a little lesser risk than stock market, you can always go and buy a property. In today's world, you will get 90% of the value of the property as loan. The good thing about it is, if you're taking a property on home loan, the EMIs will be high. But what does that mean? You are being forced to save. Because bank ko to paisa dena padega every month. So for people who want to take slightly lower risk, property is a good option. Also, all the EMIs that you pay, there is a tax benefit. But buying property and selling property requires different kind of skill sets, right? It's an illiquid asset. So for those who have a certain amount of saved capital, you want to go good. Gold, another option. But gold, if you look at the history of gold, it doesn't generate more than 7-8% return. Okay. So when I look at this, there are multiple options. I was just talking about some of the options because, as I said, stock market is my Valentine. So I want more and more people to embrace stock markets. Why? Because you are participating in the country's growth. And I'm a very proud Indian. I want all of you to put money in stock markets so that all this money goes towards taking our country to the next level. What is stock market? You are participating in the risk of that company. And for that, you are getting the benefit. I want more risk capital go to the stock markets. These larger companies will use this to grow bigger. Not only will they make money, we will also make money. So there is a certain element of patriotism also when you probably get into stock markets. So unfortunately, because I'm not such a big expert on, say, housing or gold, or I have never done any of this, except I have bought a house to stay. But I have never bought a house from an investing perspective. And therefore, because my knowledge is not very so strong, I can't come and educate you on that. For me, it's always been stock. Even today, 100% of my wealth is in stock market. Let's assume tomorrow I want to liquidate it. In 5 minutes, I will get 100% of my wealth back. I am sorry, guys. I have another event to attend to. Some friends are coming over. But if there is any last question, happy to take. Or Pavni, we can wind this up. Completely up to you.
So we'll be just winding this up. So it was an ecstatic day for all of us here. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to have you here today and for bestowing us with the much needed information on money matters, why everyone should create wealth. Also, an applaud for the indomitable organizers, unfailing graciousness, and hectic planning of the society members. And finally, to the audience for being kind and interactive. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir, for
Thank you,
having
sir.
us. And thank you
Have
so
a
much
great
so much
life,
for-
create lots of money, and never have any morality attached to money. Whenever you are in doubt, go and make some more money. If you
So,
are still in doubt, go and make some more money.
whenever me
Don't
and
ever
Anurag
hesitate.
will be investing first with our incomes, we will be remembering you for sure.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Really appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Thank
sir.
you so much.